Skype is a nightmare place where I go to die.
I'm ready for this week's Breaking Benjamin podcast recording. Did you guys do your homework?
I broke some Mad Benjamins, if you know what I mean.
Track 7 off that new album is probably the best one.
For a second, I thought you said Shrek 7.
Shrek 7 is my favorite one.
That is the new scoop of the century if Breaking Benjamin is providing the soundtrack to Shrek 7.
Oh, God. Finally, my two favorite things in one package.
Shrek 7, Puss Out of Boots.
Jesus Christ.
Shrek 7, Puss in those boots.
Shrek 7, Pussy Boots.
Oh.
I don't like where this is going.
Welcome to Bracket, the only show where we take a bunch of shit, face it off against another bunch of shit to see what the best shit really is. I'm your host, Cullen Jennings, and joining me today is John Abbott.
Hi, it's me, it's John, and Walt Disney pushed lemmings off of cliffs.
Oh, God. And don't forget about Jesse Knowles.
Hey, it's me, Jesse, and we always stick together. Best of friends forever.
That was kind of nice.
Okay. And Emmy-nominated creator of every one of these shows is attached to a Stitch crossover, Greg L. Mercer.
Hi, I'm Greg L. Mercer. Let's get dangerous.
Also good.
Nice.
We all did okay that time. Good job, guys.
And special friend of the show, Dani Fernandez.
Hey, I'm here. Jesse, every time I hear Knowles, I think of the grassy knoll.
Yeah.
That's crazy because Jesse assassinated John F. Kennedy.
Well, we still haven't figured it out, so it could be.
We're breaking news right now. Jesse did it.
Look, hang on. I had
Hitler
a cover.
has a
you guys are just fucking.
and Jesse killed the president.
I had a cover. I thought we were cool. Apparently, I was wrong.
Have you guys have you seen or heard of that new Stephen King JFK thing that came out with James Franco?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Something 63.
11/22/63 is the book.
Oddly, Jesse was like missing that day. That exact.
Jesse,
think about it. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Jesse and Lee Harvey Oswald in the same place at the same time? Something to consider.
I'm going to get so many questions when this episode comes out. And
All right. Well, this week we're going to be doing the best Disney original animated series. So I'll give you the list real quick. Round 1, Proud Family versus Talespin. Group 2, Goof Troop versus Kim Possible. We got The Weekenders versus Disney's The Mighty Ducks. Pepper Ann taking on DuckTales. Darkwing Duck against Phineas and Ferb. Wander Over Yonder versus Recess. Gravity Falls versus Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And Bonkers versus Gargoyles as our anime entry of the week for a season of anime. And this week it looks like John is in the hot seat.
That's me. The cartoon man has to vote first.
Mr.
There we go.
Cartoon Boy.
Fans that love our cartoon episodes, this is going to be one.
We get so many
your favorite.
requests to do more anime cartoon episodes.
Hell yeah. I get back on every single one of those.
We can't deny the audience what they want.
So right away in round 1 in group 1, Proud Family versus Talespin. Anybody care to take a stab at it?
I will come out of the gate here and say I don't like Talespin. I don't care for it. I watched all the other Disney shows that were airing at the time Talespin was. I was watching DuckTales. I was watching Goof Troop. I was watching Darkwing Duck. And for whatever reason, I never liked Talespin. I don't think I liked the main kid, the like little bear with the backwards hat or whatever. Like
it was so cool. Like he was so 90s.
It was cool to see Baloo like not as just a bear in the jungle. It was cool to see Baloo
shit.
flying
like
a plane.
A bayou crime solver.
Look, I have never actually sat and watched. I haven't sat and watched a lot of these shows. I was going to make a joke that isn't this the one with Baloo? I didn't realize this is the one with Baloo.
Yeah,
it is
the one with Baloo.
But like I don't know. I never had a desire to watch Talespin as a kid. So you guys can talk about these more all you want, but I want to lock in early as a Proud Family vote.
A lot of go ahead, Dani.
No, I was going to say my friend, he's Patty Mo on Twitter. He wrote a tweet the other day, and it was like, no more remakes. Make a movie that explains what the hell happened between the Jungle Book and Talespin.
Like, yeah.
All of a sudden, Shere Khan is like in a business suit. Like, what the hell happened?
There's a big gap there.
Shere Khan looks good in a business suit. I will say that.
Oh my God. I had completely forgotten what Talespin was.
Here's what's that, like. So a lot of these I'm going to tie to a lot of toys that you had when you were kids and stuff like that. So like there was a Talespin McDonald's set.
Yes.
And they were great. They were great. They were these little planes with the half of the character in it. And man, I really loved those things.
Where's the other half of the character?
The Proud Family, though, is incredibly good. I used to watch the Proud Family is one of those shows that just kind of I didn't know it had already had like seasons at that point. Like it had already been going on for a little while before I'd even looked at it. It's got a bunch of people. It's got it's an all African American family, and it was like the first one produced by Disney, number one, but it was also like a weird it was done in Flash. Like the whole show was done in Flash. That's weird to me. Is that weird? I don't know, John. That seems really weird.
No, I mean Flash is a lot more versatile than people think.
Okay. Yeah. In 2001, it's just
There's a lot of shows that you would not think is Flash, but is.
They had a Proud Family movie. They had a bunch of different stuff. Penny was the main character. She was just trying to live her life, and her grandmother and like Sugar Mama would always get into shenanigans. And there's a really good bingo episode of that show. And Destiny's Child and Solange Knowles did the theme song of that.
Hell yeah, they did.
If you think about it, Cullen's really the sugar mama of our little family.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm old. I'm an old black lady.
Love to dance.
Love to dance.
And you can cook like hell.
Yep. They had a dog. I don't remember the name of the dog. But
where are votes?
I'm going to be a Proud Family vote.
Jesse, Danny.
I'm going to go with Proud Family too. Before this, people don't remember, like, we didn't have a lot of minority, like, cartoon. Like, we had, like, Wayne Head. Do you guys remember Wayne
I remember Wayne Head, yeah.
That was on for like a season.
And then like there was like a negative connotation about Bebe's kids. Like that was a lot of people. I remember kids that I went to school with were like, "Oh my God, you ever see Bebe's kids?" And I'm like, "Yes, I have." And they're like, "Oh, my parents wouldn't let me watch Bebe's kids." I'm like, "Well, then what?" Yeah.
I just started recording again the PJs. Do you guys remember the PJs?
Oh, yeah, the stop motion.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to go with Proud Family too, because I would also like to know what the hell happened with Talespin. Like, they just acted like he all of a sudden Blue went from being in the jungle to like a airplane pilot.
Oh, so, you don't remember the airplane arc in Jungle Book?
Oh, if I necessarily. And where's Baloo? I mean, not Baloo, but where's
Bagheera?
Bagheera, yeah. So
I'm pretty sure the most shocking implication of Talespin is that Mowgli was killed and eaten by all of the animals.
Oh God!
What would happen if the animals all took over the human world?
Exactly, they strike back. It's a rise of the planet of the Talespin.
Yeah, I'm still for Proud Family though.
Jesse?
So I was gonna vote. I might end up voting a lot of these based on how I remember their openings, because I remember a lot of these shows had some really cool opening themes. And I was trying to remember, was Talespin one of the ones with the good opening? And I can't really remember it. But Colin brought up that Destiny's Child did the opening for Proud Family, so I got to vote Proud Family.
It was also one of those early like Destiny Child thing, like it was like when Bills came out, and then that song came out to the theme of like the Proud Family. So you're like, wait, what? Okay, sure. Yeah.
I have things to say about Proud Family, but since it's already a sweep, I'm just gonna let it through. Proud Family sweep.
First round sweep.
I was gonna say that I forgot the girl's name, but the one that sings about getting her booty eat like groceries. She did a Disney song. And somebody tweeted, and it was like Disney retweeted or whatever the song that she did. And then someone was like, "Didn't you sing about getting your booty eaten by like this?" You guys know that song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You're getting your booty eaten like groceries.
I am starving. We need to go pick up some booty.
Well, that's Proud Family sweeping out Talespin 5-0. Goof Troop versus Kim Possible.
This is a tough one.
It shouldn't be.
I should probably come up. I have at least seen like episodes of some of these shows. I have never seen a single ounce of Kim Possible. I don't know.
That's on you, dog.
I know. I like. Someone brought up that this was a paid channel. I don't think I ever got this channel growing up.
Well, no. By the time that came on, it was normal standard channel. Like most of these were paid early on. Like Disney used to be a paid. The actual Disney Channel used to be a paid network thing. Like so, you had to pay just like you would HBO, Showtime, and Cinemax at the time. But it was only for one channel versus like HBO 1 and 2. So a lot of these, but I think it was like in the mid '90s they did a big switch over because it was a big deal that Disney wanted to not charge everyone to watch their shows because they weren't getting any viewers. And yeah, so here's the thing: Goof Troop's a pretty good show. Like Max and PJ's relationship on that show rules. What's the dad? PJ's dad, Pete. Goofy. Yeah, Pete and Goofy's storylines like always are really fun. The show's got a lot going on, but here's the thing about that people are going to trace Goof Troop to is the movie,
right?
And that is not the case because none of that took place. None of those are canon.
So Goof Troop and a Goofy movie are separate universes.
But Goof Troop gave us a Goofy movie.
True. But they never crossed paths. In fact,
I don't think they're separate at all. I think the implication is that the Goofy movie takes place just like years after Goof Troop.
Yeah,
because
that's what I thought.
Max is in high school in a Goofy movie.
Not. Look! It's not connected to the series. That's what I'm saying.
And
like
PJ hasn't existed in anything except for Goof Troop and a Goofy movie.
Look, that's fine. You can draw them together. But I'm saying number one, Goofy movie rules. It's fine movie. It's fine. It's fine. It's not Kim Possible. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Kim Possible rules pretty hard.
The story of Kim Possible, the secret agent, with her best friend Ron Stoppable, who was terrible at his job, and Rufus, the naked mole rat.
And Wade.
Oh, okay. So I didn't hallucinate that part of this.
All
right.
I'm not reading any of this, to be honest. I absolutely loved Kim Possible as a show and think it's really great. All of the bad guys in that show were really, really fun. Man, it's just a really fun show. They thought, like John DiMaggio was the bad guy on that show. Like, and Nicole Sullivan was the other one. Like the girl, Shigo. Yeah, she rules. And it was always great to me because it seemed like Shigo was like a full-on like lady adult doing terrible crime shit, and Kim Possible's over here, this teen girl like trying to beat her ass. And it was always awesome.
How was the opening?
Amazing! It's a super catchy opening.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Well, Call Me, Beat Me if you want to reach me was also performed by Christina Milian. So, Goof Troop's a good sing-along song though. But again, then eclipsed by a Goofy movie because everything in that movie is a sing-along. Just saying.
That movie, Goofy movie, has the most like underrated Disney soundtrack. I think people forget it.
All 6 of those songs are.
Yeah. All right. Listen. So most of those songs are good. They're not all good. I'm sorry.
All right.
They're just not.
But two, Eye to Eye, and the Stand Out.
Yeah, no, the Powerline stuff's fantastic. I'm not arguing that at all.
Here's the thing: you guys are like arguing over all these songs, but Kim Possible just had one, and it was way good.
Hey,
John,
I'm
where's your vote?
Of Kim Possible. Anytime that Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World can get more work.
Right. Like, yeah.
John, I need a vote.
My vote is Goof Troop. I think Kim Possible is a good show, but growing up, I always gravitated more towards the comedy shows over the action shows. And it was so cool to see Goofy as a dad. Like, it was like, if you really think about Goof Troop, like out of nowhere, this character who was just comedic sidekick to Mickey, they all of a sudden give him his whole like new world and past. He's a single fucking dad, and Max is cool, and PJ cool. That whole family of Pete and I'm a Goof Troop vote.
I'm going to be Kim Possible. I like the action stuff. I like Kim. I like Ron. I want to hang out with pretty much everyone in that show. I like a Goofy movie way more than I like Goof Troop. So I am absolutely going to be Kim
I don't think anyone's arguing that. I'm going to be a Goof Troop vote as well. Nothing against Kim Possible, but like I have seen episodes of Goof Troop, and I really like the opening to Goof Troop, and I like a Goofy movie. And I watched, weirdly enough, I've seen a Goofy movie a handful of times. I watched an extremely Goofy movie a fuck ton as a kid.
I was going to say, I think that should be enough against Goof Troop.
I don't remember anything about that movie.
You don't need to. There's a reason to remember it.
Dani?
I gotta go. I feel like in my heart and soul, it would be wrong of me to do anything against Goof Troop, which gave me one of my favorite movies in my entire childhood. I do want to say that Pete in Goof Troop reminds me, you guys know in Breaking Bad, Hank, the cop?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Pete, like, go back and watch that. Pete seems like someone that would like show off his gun and stuff, like in his RV. My vote is for Goof Troop, 100%.
Colin?
I'm a Kim Possible vote because you guys are absolutely insane. A badass female character who's a teenager with a dumb bumbling friend and a naked mole rat taking on and saving the world over dumbass Goof Troop. I am furious at this point.
Oh, I love Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Yeah, cool. Man, I'm mad now. Goof Troop knocked out Kim Possible 3-2.
And on International Women's Day, so I don't.
Yeah, that's real fucked up, guys.
I told you guys I've never seen this show.
We have a better female character coming up later on.
Sure. The Weekenders versus Disney's The Mighty Ducks.
Boy, these could not be more opposite of each other.
The Weekenders was just a normal slice of life kind of show about some friends.
The Mighty Ducks were alien ducks from another dimension who, in their on their home planet, they played hockey, but I don't know if they called it hockey. And they are chased by terrible lizard aliens through a wormhole because they have a magic duck-shaped hockey mask.
Well, no, right. it was a war. It was a war going on.
This was back during the time when they were just naming things after what you guys remember sharks? Naming things after the animal.
Right, but I mean, there's things like Dino Saucers out there that it has the exact same plot as Mighty Ducks.
Hey, here's something that Mighty Ducks did way ahead of its time in the pilot to Mighty Ducks, which was a big extended. It was several episodes stitched together to be a made-for-TV movie debut of the show. The main character, who you think is the main character, he doesn't really die. He gets sucked into the black hole, and so his younger brother then becomes the main character of the series.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann totally ripped Mighty Ducks off. Is what happened.
I'm gonna go ahead and read the character names from the Mighty Ducks. We have Wild Wing Flashblade, Nosedive Flashblade, Duke
who
Larage,
got a hold of my notebook?
Mallory McMallard, Tanya Vanderflock, Check Grin Hardwing, and Cannard Thunderbeak.
So the Mighty Ducks end up in Earth, and then they just play hockey against humans. And sometimes the evil lizards show up to stop them.
I don't know what you remember this show, because they did play with the humans, but that was because they were trying to learn their culture and teach them how to play better. And
you guys okay? Are you sure this is real?
Yeah, I don't.
The important point here is the Weekenders rule. The Weekenders was a show about 4 or 5 friends.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, John.
Sorry.
Yeah, here's the thing. The Weekenders I know a lot of people love The Weekenders. I know it's a very popular show, but I never watched anything. I watched a couple times when it was on after recess a couple times. It never did anything for me. It felt like a slower version of Recess for me.
Exactly. Or a low-key Rocket Power or something like that.
Yeah, and it was fine.
God, boring Rocket Power.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. I think it was fine. It didn't do anything for me.
That show did some awesome stuff with its writing and its characters. They felt like real people, and the show that show rules. My vote is for Weekenders. Mighty Ducks is a joke.
That's a joke I'm voting for. Mighty Ducks all the way.
Look at the Mighty Ducks. If you actually, there's good luck explaining that this is totally Huey, Dewey, and Louie, all grown up. That's what they look like.
Right, and that's my canon. I think that's what they are, and they got cooler names. I'm a Mighty Ducks vote as well because I just don't know anything. I don't know enough about the Weekenders that I could tell you right now. So
I'll go in on Weekenders with you, John.
It's an even split, Danny.
Yeah, guys, vote for the human characters because they're whatever.
What?
I'm over this. I'm over you guys already.
I just voted in the non-human characters last round, and you got mad. I can't make Cullen happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You won't vote for whatever.
Danny, it is down to you.
Look at that Weekender, the blonde kid. They totally ripped that off from Hey Arnold. Like his head, and then his friend. Like this is so a remake of Hey Arnold. I'm not voting. I'm gonna go with the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Right. Finally, we get something weird going. Mighty Ducks knocks out the Weekenders 3-2. We got Pepper Ann versus DuckTales.
Pepper
This
Ann,
is
Pepper
a
Ann.
tough one for me.
Much too cool for 7th grade.
Cool fact about Pepper Ann. First lady run show on Disney.
Yep.
Yeah.
No kidding.
The second is one that didn't make the list. So
you want to talk about freaking like iconic, good, catchy opening themes? Look no further than these two.
Sure.
DuckTales may be the king of catchy opening themes. But man, like Pepper Ann was so cool. Like DuckTales, you got sort of this like weekly adventure thing, but Pepper Ann was probably the first animated show I saw as a kid that was just supposed to be this like true to life, slice of life kind of thing. And it was about a girl, and like that was like, I don't know, that was an important thing, obviously, for lots of like girls growing up then, but it was important for me too. Like it gave me like a perspective that helped me like as I was on this like age of, like preteen of like knowing what was going on with the people who weren't like me.
You learned our scripts.
They have an episode of Pepper Ann where she's like too embarrassed to get a bra, and that was one of those things where I was like, "Am I supposed to be watching this?"
That one was like an important thing. That was on a list of something I was reading today, just looking up stuff, and that was like on a list of one of the things that when they aired it, ABC had to change the TV rating of it.
There's some pretty good jokes in there where like she just thinks everyone is talking about boobs the whole time, but like they're talking about other stuff. There's some good stuff there. This is super tough. Here's the thing: DuckTales also about to get like a new series, a reboot series of DuckTales.
Oh, is it really?
And they released
that, like,
the first
this week.
They released the no, it's been announced for a while, but they released the first still of it this week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm
Oh my God, I need to look that up.
And it
looks
looks beautiful. We've only seen one image of it, but it looks gorgeous.
Right, that's the thing. Like, I hope when it comes out, it's just like the head of Dewey, and it's just a stick body, and it looks like really terrible. It's like, oh wait, no, this still looked great.
Well, the still shows all the characters full-bodied.
Well, that's what I'm saying when it comes into animated. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how Scrooge McDuck went from being like this horrible person in Mickey's Christmas Carol to like suddenly everyone's favorite uncle. Like, I'm not really okay with that.
Scrooge is kind of a piece of shit, y'all. Yeah.
Okay, now wait. Hold on.
He is Donald Trump. Wait
a minute. If you guys are going to say those things, you have to be prepared for me to correct you, because the only time Scrooge McDuck has been a shitty person is in that Christmas Carol special, which is clearly not canon because Mickey Mouse has never been poor and had a son named Tiny Tim. Like,
I will point out his name is Scrooge McDuck.
Right, his name is Scrooge.
Yeah,
yes, but in the comics that Uncle Scrooge originated in, he's always been like a cool dude. Like,
did you ever watch the cartoon at all?
He's greedy and has a temper, but he's not a bad guy.
No, that defines old man. Greedy and has a temper. That is very uncool.
Yeah, but he's not like he is in that Christmas special. The Christmas special, he's straight up a dickhead in that, and that's he's like playing the character of Scrooge.
But they named him Scrooge.
All right, John, where is your vote?
I don't know. You know what? I do know. The best part about DuckTales is the opening theme, but episode to episode, it doesn't hold up. The comics are better. I'm a Pepper Ann vote.
I'm going to totally agree with everything you said. I think DuckTales is good. It is the progenitor of all of these. Like, it was the after-school show that Disney created. Also an amazing video game with a very bad remake.
Yes. It was very
Bouncing as Scrooge is so much friggin' fun.
I don't know if I'd call the video game amazing, but
the original is, the remake sucks.
Yeah, the remake sucks.
I'm gonna be a Pepper Ann.
Pepper Ann easy for me.
Wow.
Pepper Ann is like a ginger, like Daria for me, so I love her.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, it kind of was like a Daria.
She's like Training Wheels Daria. I totally love.
She's training, training bra Daria too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. I mean, DuckTales, great opening theme. Never like it was weird because like you get that opening theme, and then I started watching DuckTales. I'm like, I don't have any reason to care about any of these characters. And like maybe if I stuck with it, I would have liked it. But like everything John said about Pepper Ann, like that show was great. I like that show for like similar reasons as I would like Hey Arnold, in that it's not 100% funny. It's just kind of fun to watch as a more down to earth kind of show. Yeah.
Is that a sweep?
Yeah,
I think so.
Don't worry, guys, because DuckTales can go back and rewrite history. So.
Pepper Ann knocks out DuckTales 5-0 in a sweep. We got Darkwing Duck versus Phineas and Ferb. You brought up one of you were bringing up, Danny. You were bringing up somebody was bringing up the names of these characters in the Mighty Ducks. But I mean, Darkwing Duck's alter ego name is Drake Mallard, and that's brilliant.
He was Drake before Drake was Drake.
Yeah,
that's true. He invented Drake.
Drake, he did.
Guys, what if Drake is secretly a costumed vigilante?
I would think it's funny if Drake was named Darkwing Duck.
Sure.
Darkwing Duck was a dad, and
Darkwing Dad.
Darkwing Dad. Yes, another single dad trying to make the ends meet. I think he was a TV host. Is that right?
Single dads. There's like Goofy. What is going on here? How come
Disney just loves killing moms?
Yeah.
Well, Pepper Ann had a single mom. We didn't even mention that.
That's true.
Sure. Yep,
and she had a sister too, Moose, who was like a total handful.
Oh yeah, she was. Man, she was like her weird sister.
But
Phineas and Ferb is huge.
Phineas and Ferb has over 220 episodes.
Phineas and Ferb is like SpongeBob for them.
It's officially the longest running Disney show ever.
Wow.
God damn.
It's the most episodes by a Disney show ever, obviously.
And I think that platypus is pretty funny in it.
Yeah.
Yes. Kids love that show, and it's technically made for them, but it's also really good for everyone else. That show's really good.
I have two things to say. One, Phineas and Ferb is ugly looking.
Yes. Thank you.
Eating cucumbers.
And
it's definitely kids. Yeah.
When there's trouble, you call DW, which is the greatest rhyme in the history of rhymes. I'm a Darkwing Duck vote.
I am also a Darkwing Duck vote based entirely on the theme. It's so good. Let's Get Dangerous is like that sounds like a Prince song.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out, Launchpad McQuack is in this show, and he's the
sidekick.
He's the only character in like Disney series that like crosses over. Like he's in like Launchpad is also the guy who like pilots Scrooge's stuff. Yeah.
He's in Talespin. He's in a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Like it's a Darkwing Duck vote. He's got a comic coming out, man. Like he's coming back. All right.
Jesse, Danny?
Phineas and Ferb is supposed to be like really, really great, and I'm not knocking that at all, but like Phineas and Ferb was weird for me because I didn't watch this channel for years and years and years, and I like several points during this time I didn't watch the channel. I kept hitting moments where I was like, Phineas and Ferb, like I would see evidence that Phineas and Ferb existed, and I never I was convinced it wasn't actually real because I couldn't find it. Like I didn't know what it was. I just kept seeing like small I don't know. Fucking Phineas and Ferb was weird to me for a long time, and Darkwing Duck. Yeah, I gotta vote Darkwing Duck.
Danny?
I'm also a Darkwing Duck. Phineas and Ferb. Ugly. Listen, I watched them because I was a nanny when they were on, and they are obnoxious. They're so like at least Darkwing Duck has like cool, catchy songs. Like Phineas and Ferb, all of their songs, by the way, were just meant to torment parents. And I was looking online, and somebody made like a Phineas and Ferb like fan fiction where they were like in high school. Like, do you guys remember when they did that with the Rugrats?
I do remember All Grown Up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's All Grown Up. Yeah. I think somebody, I don't know, I can't tell if this is like fan made or if this was a real thing that they did and copied, but they look even more hideous as teenagers.
Oh, God.
So I have to go with Darkwing Duck.
All right. Darkwing Duck sweeps.
Point out, I did look it up, and Launchpad was only in DuckTales and Darkwing Duck.
I thought he was in Thing. Okay. Well, either way, Darkwing Duck sweeps out Phineas and Ferb 5-0. Wander Over Yonder versus Recess.
Pretty weird matchup. Recess is like, I don't know if I'd really call it slice of life because it's really exaggerated.
Yeah,
like
it's a little
it's kid stuff. It's in the same vein like that Rugrats was, that like they're doing like a simple thing, but they have to make it way bigger than it is. Like,
but it is just about like kids at school.
Yeah, and
whereas Wander Over Yonder is like fantastical and in space and in like a different planet each episode, and like there's no humans, there's no like people.
I mean, it was always really fun. The show itself was just a fun show. I don't know. They had a couple movies. They did a couple things with it. That show went on for a while. But it was on ABC for Disney, and then they had Schools Out was, I know, the first movie, and I remember
going was the to theatrical one.
Yeah. And I remember going to the theater with a bunch of friends when I was like younger, and was like, I am so excited. Because I hadn't watched the show in forever at that point. And I don't know. Spinelli rules.
Spinelli does rule.
She's the best.
Yeah, right? Spinelli does rule.
We all want to be Spinelli.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I like Recess a lot. I knew kids that absolutely like loved Recess, and I really, really liked it, but it was not a show that I like, would wait for it to come on or whatever. If I caught it, I was like, oh, cool. And I just really love Wander Over Yonder. I know it's the first super new show that Disney has that we've talked about. And Wander Over Yonder actually we just heard it's not getting a third season, which is really sad. But that show is really good. And like, also, I don't want to get into like the technical stuff of it, but from an animation perspective, from a TV animation perspective, that show's doing some really innovative stuff. And I love Wander. I'm going to vote for Wander Over Yonder.
Wander looks like a poor man's Marvin the Martian. Like, he does.
He's a weird alien. Yeah.
He's like a little carefree, nomadic little hippie guy who like goes around making sure that like everything is good and groovy.
Yeah, he wants everybody to be happy. And I'm a Wander vote.
Oh, wow. I thought Cullen would go Recess.
I'm not.
I'm absolutely a Recess vote. I used to go to a bowling alley after school, and the one thing that they would play on TV was Recess, and so I got a lot of that in. I like a lot of those characters, and I would hang out with all of them. Recess vote.
Am I
a bowling alley? I'm sorry, you went to a bowling alley?
Yeah, it was an after-school bowling program. Like, I wasn't going to be in sports because I was the fat
Are you
kid.
really good at bowling, Greg?
You'll just have to find out next time we bowl.
Son of a bitch, he's hustling.
Yeah.
Hey, am I the only person that thinks when I think of Recess, I think of the Breakfast Club?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of got a Breakfast Clubby vibe.
I liked Recess a bunch as a kid. I remember specifically going to a movie theater to watch the Recess movie. And I don't remember a whole lot about it. I liked Recess a bunch as a kid. But from what little I've seen of Wander Over Yonder, I like that show a lot. It is fun to watch. And I don't know if Recess would hold up as well if I went back.
Oh no, it still holds up.
It's still really good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give a vote to Wander Over Yonder.
Oof-a-doof. We are killing some darlings on this show.
You're going to give a vote to the one that was winning?
I mean, I'm going with Recess. But aside from Spinelli, like TJ Detweiler, who didn't have a friend like that? I'm actually dating someone that looks like TJ Detweiler.
Right.
Put their pictures together. So apparently I didn't love it as much to see it in theaters. I did see the Rugrats movie, which I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't enough of an oof that they gave another Rugrats.
Yeah, another one came out. Yeah.
It took those babies to Paris.
They did. And then they made them all grown up. Nickelodeon really milked that series.
They got as much Rugrats as they could.
Yeah, I had the I don't know, did you guys get those Burger King like watches that smelled like I remember I had a Chucky one that smelled like bananas.
Oh, I don't remember.
Sure, that's when I think of Chucky, I think of bananas.
Bananas, exactly. Anyways, my vote is for Recess.
All right. Wander Over Yonder knocks out Recess 3-2. Gravity Falls versus Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
So let's talk about Chippendale because I think it's kind of obvious where. What? Go ahead.
I mean, maybe you're probably not wrong. I don't know. Here's the thing. Everybody loves the DuckTales opening theme, as they should.
Chip and Dale!
Yeah, exactly, Colin. I like Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger has the theme you can actually jam out to. Like, I really liked that intro. Like, it set this really cool mood for that show of like, oh, this is this team of like vigilante detective rodents who save animals and kids, I think. Was the thing.
Yeah. They saved anybody. Yeah, they did. Here's what's nuts. So DuckTales existed, and then they brought in. They wanted companion shows, which they ended up bringing in. This was the second show, and then the third show was Talespin, and then Darkwing Duck came after that. And they had already had one that we didn't put on here was Adventures of Gummy Bears.
Which I really like Gummy Bears, and I'm upset that it isn't here.
Gummy Bears bombed really bad.
It was a weird show.
It reminded me of like David the Gnome. Did you guys ever watch?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like so super weird feeling.
So yeah, they didn't end up getting what they wanted out of it, and then they launched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and that became a more popular series than DuckTales was. So people would watch it, do the lead-in basically with it. And it became huge because they introduced those other characters like Gadget, Monterey Jack.
Right, he was nuts for that cheese.
All he wanted was cheese.
Get it?
And he was great.
I think Chip and Dale has the same problem that DuckTales has. Is that like really good opening theme and like some fun characters, but like episode to episode like just doesn't hold up.
I just found out that Monterey Jack was voiced by Peter Cullen, who was Optimus Prime. Basically
the same character.
I'm a Gravity Falls vote. I can say more about Gravity Falls if we want to, but I'm gonna just put in my vote right now.
So
I just want to know what's with like rodents rescuing people, because you guys remember the Rescuers Down Under,
right?
But it's the same guys. Yeah.
It's not the same,
or it's not.
Yeah, because it's Bianca and Bernard in Australia.
That's right. Yeah, who cares about that?
I would rather actually see Bianca and Bernard.
So would I.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch
Chip and Dale are fun because it's like Indiana Jones and freaking Magnum PI.
That's the thing. I didn't watch much Chip and Dale, and I'm looking at it now. I'm kind of really digging this vibe going on.
That's the thing, is that the promise, the concept of Chip and Dale is great. I think they missed their mark on the execution.
Sure, I would
Gadget was like a machine building. Like she built all these contraptions and everything. Is it Gadget?
Yeah.
Gadget.
So that we probably have to address that. Like for some reason, apparently on the internet, it's very popular that this mouse was like the sexual awakening for a bunch of people.
People are so weird.
People hot for that mouse.
Listen,
people want to sex that mouse.
You guys, so I just sent. I was gonna wait till earlier, but it was a Mighty Ducks fan fiction, and then yeah. But isn't that weird that people like need to? I don't know. I mean, I'm not one to talk. I like loved anime and stuff, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth over here. But it wasn't of like mice.
I mean, I gotta have those hot Krillin pics, but this is just too much.
I don't know. I'm with John. I don't even think there need. I mean, here's the thing: if you hadn't watched Gravity Falls, well, it's over now, and you need to watch all of it because it's a perfect television show. I'm a Gravity Falls vote.
Yeah.
Wait, is like the series over?
The series is done.
Yeah, the series is over. It recently ended.
And it wasn't canceled. It like chose to end after 3 seasons.
Yeah.
2 seasons.
Yeah. Two. I am one of those people who did not watch Gravity Falls. I know I hate myself for it too. I will be watching it very shortly here. Growing up, I grew up with The Secret of NIMH, and I was like super into that movie. So you'd think I'd be more into like talking rodent shows, but like Chip and Dale didn't do anything for me. So I'm a Gravity Falls vote.
I did like playing the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers NES game a lot too.
Yep. Played the shit out of that game.
Dani, where is your vote?
I think she's fighting over there.
Hello?
Wait, did you guys say me?
Yeah. It's your vote.
Sorry, I'm in my warehouse basement here. No, in this room. They just wanted to make sure I knew how to lock up. Sorry. I am here, and I didn't see Gravity Falls either. Apparently, a bunch of my friends watched it because they were at the rap party, and I'm totally Chip and Dale's. I do want to know though, it was named after the male strip club?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Who actively like made? Because we know it wasn't the other way around. We know that it made.
Right. Chippendales has been a thing for a long time.
Oh yeah, I was a very confused little kid when I knew Chippendale, and then I heard about Chippendales, and I was like, oh, is that like a restaurant after Chippendale Rescue Rangers? And no.
No, it is not.
The first appearance of Chippendale was in 1943.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Maybe. And Chippendales was founded at 1979. So they named themselves after Chippendale.
After tiny gophers, the people out of holes. I
think they're chipmunks, Greg.
Whatever.
All the same animal. Gravity Falls knocks out Chippendale 4-1. And the last one of round one, we got Bonkers in our anime entry, Gargoyles.
These guys brought up Bonkers on this list, and like there was I could feel a click in the back of my mind, like something happened. I hadn't thought of this archaic thing in my life for like over like a decade and a half. Like something happened, and I've like awakened to the knowledge of Bonkers again. But I don't remember anything about this show.
I was very obsessed with Bonkers as a kid. Because they got the hooks in me immediately, because they aired when they said like, oh, new show like Bonkers is coming out. They aired again, Disney did this a lot. They stitched together a bunch of the first like 4 episodes or whatever and had it as a like TV movie that premiered the show. And so you had this like TV movie that built up this big mystery and had a villain at the end and stuff, and then they had like the series. Bonkers was really weird because Bonkers is this Bobcat who is a cartoon character, and he gets fired from his job of being a cartoon character and becomes a cop in Hollywood with a human. But there's 2 different. You see
it every day.
There's 2 different versions. So Bonkers was basically Roger Rabbit, but
exactly
for kids. And like he had 2 different partners, and so the show's split in 2. There's one partner, he has is a big overweight dude cop, and then he has like the young rookie blonde girl cop, and that whole show was aired out of order, and there's different production values and studios associated with each like partner that he was assigned to. I loved Bonkers as a kid. I loved that character design. I thought it was really funny. But Gargoyles was huge. Like,
yeah, Gargoyles rules.
Gargoyles also had like a mini movie to premiere its show that explains like where they came from, how they get into modern day New York. I recently started rewatching Gargoyles because I saw like there's an article going around that's praising like how progressive and ahead of its time that show was.
I did a little digging earlier, and we were looking for our anime entry, and I actually was reading about Gargoyles, and at the bottom of this Wikipedia page, it turns out and I clicked on another link to get to it after that. There's an anime called 3x3 Eyes, 3x3 Eyes. I don't know what it is.
No idea
never
how to
heard
pronounce that show.
I don't know what it is. Never heard of it in my life. But they say they use tons of imagery, and they use their set pieces and stuff exactly from the show of Gargoyles. And they were so obsessed with the show that when they were making the show, they kept doing homages to Gargoyles over and over and over. So I don't know what it is. I have no clue what it is. Bonkers is a blast though. But Gargoyles are just fucking rad.
Yeah,
also, Bruce Timm really hates the Gargoyles, evidently, which is sad, because Gargoyles rules.
Gargoyles are cool. They're like stone transformers or something. Like, I didn't like Bonkers as much. I agree that it was just like a ripoff of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, except for you didn't have that like funny man baby. You guys remember the baby?
Yeah. Right.
Favorite part. Right. He like ends and like slaps someone's ass and like smokes a cigar.
Baby Herman.
Baby Herman, yes. And then they didn't have Jessica Rabbit, and so I was just like, Bonkers is just like even more of a loser than Roger Rabbit is.
Well, the loser was his friend Fall Apart Rabbit, who is named Fall Apart Rabbit because he is a rabbit who literally falls to pieces, and that's his like gag. Gargoyles deserves to move on here, but I'm going to give a vote to Bonkers because, like, 10-year-old me would be really disappointed in myself if I didn't vote for Bonkers.
Gargoyles, not a chance.
I'm going Gargoyles only because the only reason I would vote against Gargoyles is because it made much harder to pitch my show, Garfield Goyles. But despite that, I still love gargoyles deeply and in the marrow of my bones.
They hate Mondays and eat lasagna all the time.
And during the day, they turn to stone.
Yeah.
I don't get what people don't understand. It's
you know what I think? Why I think Gargoyles is so cool is it kind of reminded me of Batman the animated series.
Absolutely.
Like it was darker, it had like a darker tone. It was more like adult. Where kids could watch it, but you could go back and watch it now as an adult and still enjoy it. So I have to go with Gargoyles too.
Speaking of which, like Gargoyles has always kind of set alongside Batman the animated series as like the two shows I wish I wasn't such a weenie as a kid and had actually sat down and watched them instead of being afraid of the dark like a little chump. And because I'd always heard such great things about Gargoyles, and I really liked some of the characters, the character designs in it. And like as I got older, the more I was like, man, I wish I'd stuck with that Gargoyle show. That show looks cool as hell. I also remember, and I don't know, I was just looking this up. I remember as a kid hearing that like one of the main characters is canonically gay.
Well,
and they don't really go into it in the show.
That was their intention. They said that they had a story pitch for how to address it, but were never allowed to.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Back then, definitely not.
But yeah, I mean, bonkers for all that weird nostalgia trip I just went through for that show. I got to vote Gargoyles.
Colin?
I voted second. I was Gargoyles. That was
that is 4-1.
All right.
Sorry,
Bonkers. Gargoyles stomps out Bonkers 4-1. We're into round 2 with the Proud Family taking off Goof Troop, Mighty Ducks taking on Pepper Ann, Darkwing Duck versus Wander Over Yonder, and Gravity Falls versus Gargoyles. So, Proud Family versus Goof Troop. One of these had a Stitch crossover, and it was Proud Family.
What?
They went
Proud
to
Family
Hawaii.
had a Stitch?
Like
They
Lilo
went to
and Stitch?
Hawaii and saved Stitch from being kidnapped. So I'm just saying, one of these is a little more progressive.
Proud Family was maybe my first TV introduction to Kwanzaa.
Like, there's a really big episode with Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I had heard of Kwanzaa and I knew there was something people celebrated and stuff, but like I didn't really know what it was until Proud Family because they actually like took the time to tell you what Kwanzaa was.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
That's
They
cool.
had an episode.
Wait a second. Oh wait, no, you're right. Yeah, they were the first one. I was gonna say I felt like the Rugrats did that too.
Rugrats had a
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah episode.
Yes,
I know that.
but I
It's
thought
Tommy's grandfather.
the other one of the girls also.
Susie?
Yeah.
They might have, but I think I had probably stopped watching Rugrats at that point.
Well, some of us had it.
Honestly, I got nothing against the Proud Family. I'm gonna vote Goof Troop. I love Dad Goofy.
I am a Proud Family vote again. They stayed with Lilo and Stitch at the bed breakfast, and come on, Proud Family rules. I like Goof Troop just fine, but come on, guys, come on.
So I went to a public middle school in a relatively diverse part of Ohio, and I got picked on by like this group of black girls a lot, until I noticed that like they talked about the Proud Family a lot, and I started watching it, and eventually like I started hanging out with them all the time because of the Proud Family.
Oh.
So I have to be a Proud Family vote.
That's really cool.
Jesse, Danny?
I don't know if I can vote yet.
I'll go ahead and vote. I'm going to go with Goof Troop just because, like I said, if Pete is Hank, that means Goofy is Walter White. So I don't know who Jesse Pinkman is because I feel like Max would be his son then. So
Yeah, Walt Jr.
I have to make every cartoon into a Breaking Bad reference, but that one especially just Pete feels like Hank to me, and I don't know.
That explains what happened to the wife, right?
Yeah.
She got caught up in Goofy's meth trade.
I think her name was Peg.
I thought Pete was with Peg.
That's why Goofy's teeth look like that.
Oh God.
Jesse, it's down to you.
Pistol was the daughter, I think.
Maybe.
I don't.
Jesse,
I don't want this responsibility. I
Well-
don't want to knock out Proud Family. I don't want to knock out Goof Troop.
Well, you got to do one of them.
You have to knock out one of them.
I have to go with what I know and I got to vote Goof Troop.
Uh-oh. He did it.
Sure. Goof Troop knocks out the Proud Family 3-2. Mighty Ducks versus Pepper Ann. This should be an easy one.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to say too much, and it's a Pepper Ann vote from me.
Pepper
Ann
vote
from me. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Pepper Ann vote here.
That is a quick ass sweep.
She is like 1 in a million.
Pepper Ann sweeps out the Mighty Ducks 5-0. Darkwing Duck versus Wander Over Yonder.
Oh, this is a tough one.
You gotta vote first.
When there's trouble, you call DW.
How much in common did Darkwing Duck have with Batman?
It's pretty much Batman.
Well, it's all slapstick too, though. Like,
I figured it's slapstick Batman.
It's a comedy show, but it's absolutely them saying, "What if we had a character who was like Batman?"
Well, but I think he was a dad to a sweet little girl who loved playing hockey. Whoa!
I really, really liked the villains in Darkwing Duck a lot.
Yes.
They had really funny and
I'm trying to think
varied villains.
There was
there was his arch rival was Nega Duck.
Yeah, Nega Duck, which was his doppelganger. Reginald Bushroot, who was just another he was like a plant person. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was Megavolt was the dude with the plug on his head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas Wander Over Yonder has Lord Hater, who is great. And they also have
an actual villain.
Lord Dominator, who is like the real villain. I love Darkwing Duck, but Wander Over Yonder is very near and dear to my heart. That's my vote.
There was an organization. The bad guys were under a group of terrorists were called FOUL, and it stands for the Fiendish Organization of World Larceny. All right. I think that's really funny.
I got to go with Darkwing Duck, but I will say every time you say DW, I think of Arthur's little sister.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I didn't even watch Over Yonder. I still think it looks like a ripoff of Marvin the Martian. So a little alien with a big hat thing. It looks like him.
I can tell you from what little I've seen of Wander Over Yonder, it's a very, very good show. I like Wander Over Yonder a lot. I want to watch more of Darkwing Duck, and I'm trying to decide if I were to sit down right now and if I were to watch one of these shows, which one would I be drawn to more? And I don't know if I can would Darkwing Duck still holds up, right?
Well, last time I watched a little bit of it, it was fine.
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know.
They do have the devil in that show, an actual Beelzebub is in Darkwing Duck.
Colin, did you vote?
No.
Jesse, where's your vote?
Oh shit! I think Darkwing Duck is going to win this, so I'm going to give one to Wander Over Yonder.
I am the terror that flaps in the night. I'm going to go Darkwing Duck. Colin, it is down to you.
That's Darkwing Duck.
Wow.
Yes,
I love
Let's
Wander.
Get dangerous.
I like Wander Over Yonder a bunch, but it should be Darkwing Duck.
It doesn't surprise me because people fucking love Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck knocks out Wander Over Yonder 3-2. Gravity Falls versus Gargoyles.
Oh boy. Ooh. These are this could easily be the finals.
If you want to talk about animated shows on television that have changed the game, these are there. Man.
All right, so I think you guys didn't talk much about Gravity Falls against Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
You're right.
Gravity Falls is the story of Dipper and Mabel and their grunkle Stan, who's their great uncle Stan. They go to stay with him during the summer at this place called Gravity Falls, where weird stuff happens. And weird stuff happens. But there's an
overarching mystery throughout the whole show. And Gargoyles does this too, but it has a continuity to it. It's a serialized show.
There's a lot of really cool things to get about Gravity Falls. Not only is it's kind of progressive in a lot of little fun ways about growing up, about having the summer, becoming a teenager. There's a lot of things going on, especially being twins and wanting to see the world. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there's also this other world to this show. And a lot of people have called it X-Files for kids, which is kind of funny. And there's actual hidden things in the show.
Yeah, that was the first I heard about it.
There's secret messages in the credits, and
and you can put them all together. And there's websites everywhere. There's huge Reddits. There's tons of stuff discovering the mysteries of Gravity Falls. And the fact that a show, almost all of these shows on this entire list, a lot of them, some of them haven't ended yet, but a lot of them just ended because the studio was done. Like Disney was ready to move on. Gravity Falls was a show where a creator got control of that. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, and they bring up a lot. I mean, it's just a really great
Disney
show.
actually wanted more Gravity Falls.
Yes.
And Hirsch got to say, like, no, I want a real ending to this.
And let me tell you, the ending for that show had me bawling like a baby, and it's incredible. So, But I mean, Gargoyles is gigantic. Like something like Gravity Falls might not have even gotten made if it weren't for a show like Gargoyles to come pave the way for it. And I will say that I think Gravity Falls, like the strong center there is like real characters and like very well written emotional moments for those characters. But Gargoyles probably like the leader in terms of like dealing with more like adult themes. Sure, I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. But
I'm just comparing them. I'm not saying one's better than the other.
And Gravity Falls is the biggest watch thing on Disney Channel ever. So
I need votes.
John got a vote before anybody. So
yeah,
my heart. This is probably an unfair vote because with Gravity Falls having just ended, there's a certain like familiarity. You can
watch Gargoyles anyway.
I've been rewatching Gargoyles, but I'm not very far in at all. This is very tough. I'm giving it to Gravity Falls for me, but Gargoyles is great too.
So for me, I would like to watch both of these shows, but like I'm way more closer to watching Gravity Falls than Gargoyles just because it's a shorter show, it's a more recent show, and I kind of have time to hop on to like the excitement for that show. And on top of that, my old roommate Zach, who was on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
it was a couple weeks ago. His ringtone for the longest time, last year or two, was the Gravity Falls opening, and I love that opening a lot. So I'm a Gravity Falls vote.
Gravity Falls.
Whoa!
I didn't really watch Gravity Falls, even though, like I said, a lot of my friends watched it and/or were on it, I guess, and I didn't really. Gargoyles, I don't know, it looks so cool. Like I'm looking back over the art and it looks like winged X-Men. Like, it's just, like I said, it's a lot like Batman the Animated Series. It's super dark. I feel like it relates to adults like just a little bit more. Also, I just want to say Gravity Falls has the advantage of the fact that it came out now when there is Reddit, when there is the internet, when there are people that are able to really,
to be fair for Gargoyles, as soon as the internet got booted up and people were starting to have it in their homes, and 97 is what I read, they had a con that that had thousands of people that were going to cons from 97 till 2009, and then it just dimmed out. Like, I mean, it's not just a small thing. Yeah.
Make no mistake, Gargoyles is a damn, fucking impressive show. Amazing it did to have that much dedication to it.
Yeah, my vote is Gargoyles. So
I'm going to vote Gargoyles as well for a couple reasons. Let me tell you why. One, all the Gargoyles, save for Goliath, picked their names based on streets they found in New York.
Right, that was cool.
To me.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Awesome. Two, I had a crush on the lady gargoyle, Demona. 3, when Gargoyles came out, it came out with a VHS board game, if you remember those.
Oh, shit.
I had that.
I had it as well, much to my mother's dismay, because she was the only one who could set it up and play it with me, and I wanted to play it late one night, and I remember her being actively pissed off that she had to play it. So my personal thank you to my mom is my vote to Gargoyles.
Right. Gravity Falls knocks out Gargoyles 3-2. We're to the semifinals with Goof Troop versus Pepper Ann and Darkwing Duck versus Gravity Falls.
I think this is a good semifinals.
At all.
Goof Troop versus Pepper Ann.
John?
This is where it all breaks down for me. I've believed in Goof Troop for a while, but it has to be Pepper Ann for me.
I am Pepper Ann as well.
She's way too cool for 7th grade.
She's one in a million.
Pepper Ann vote.
She kind of reminds me of Clarissa. Clarissa explains it all. Like, she's just really chill. She's super cool.
I definitely, as much as, I liked Pepper Ann a lot, and I think, Pepper Ann is there for a lot of people to see themselves in, but I also, super related to her friend Milo. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like he didn't hang out with like a lot of the other like dudes in his class, especially the like big jock sport dudes, and like I don't know, I really liked Milo a lot. Pepper Ann rules.
Pepper Ann for me.
I'm a Pepper Ann vote as well.
Oh God. You guys, I know that Goofy Movie and Goof Troop are not one and the same, but Goof Troop still inspired one of the best Disney movies in my heart, like in my mind. And
Sure. I think if there was anyone you were gonna win me over, or anyone you were gonna win over for Goof Troop, it's me, and I can't change my vote.
No. Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm going for Goof Troop. I just feel like if Pepper Ann had a movie, it would not do as well as
You're
Goofy.
probably right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a different thing. Pepper Ann is about like the after school experience of being a high school or whatever, or approaching that age.
You want to know what the difference I think is in Goof Troop and Goofy Movie is that Goof Troop kind of is a little bit more centered around Goofy, whereas Goofy Movie is really about being a teenager, being stuck on a road trip with your annoying dad, which we can all relate to. So.
And then the best film of all time, Extreme Goofy Movie, happened after that. So we got Pepper Ann. Pepper Ann knocks out Goof Troop 4-1. Darkwing Duck versus Gravity Falls.
For me, this is easy. I'm gonna give it to Gravity Falls.
I am going to come in as a Gravity Falls hard vote here.
I don't think there's anything that can stop Gravity Falls at this point.
Grunkle Stan is one of the most endearing, grumpy little characters I've seen on TV, and I can't get enough. So,
you guys, let me paint a picture for you. A single father, okay, trying to make the world a better place for his daughter. Okay, like, come on. My vote is going to be for
that is a better story than Batman. I'll give you that.
That's true.
Falls, which is two suburban kids who get sent away to camp.
They don't go to camp. They go stay with their great uncle, who they barely have ever even hung out with.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
If you have any sort of itch for conspiracy whatsoever, Gravity Falls is going to, like, from what I understand, Gravity Falls, like, catches people with that.
Gravity Falls addresses what happens on the grassy knoll, so
it's an actual magic
moment.
I'm gonna go Darkwing Duck because I have every other round so far. I love Darkwing Duck. I want to be Darkwing Duck when I grow up. So it's tied.
It's tied
2-2.
Jesus, and it's down to me.
It's down to you.
Man, I didn't grow up with Darkwing Duck, and if I had, I might be able to vote for it. But I just want to watch Gravity Falls. Too dang bad. I'm Gravity Falls.
All right. Gravity Falls knocks out Darkwing Duck 3-2. We got the bronze match here. Goof Troop versus Darkwing Duck.
For me, this is the two single dads.
yeah.
I'm gonna go more towards Goof Troop. I really like the character Darkwing Duck, and I like those villains in that show. But I just feel a little bit more familiarity with Goofy and PJ.
I'm also going to go Goof Troop because I have never really gotten endeared with any of Disney's duck characters for some reason. They just never click with me ever.
That's racist.
Yeah,
I know.
That's you.
Yeah. I'm a Darkwing Duck vote. The figures for that were really cool. I had I think almost every one of them that they had. I just thought the show.
Go ahead, Colin. Sorry.
No, I mean, I just think Darkwing Duck was like a weird. It was way early '90s. It was 3 years before Goof Troop. Like, there was just a weird thing going on right there that they took these we had those three originals, and then the three original Disney shows, and then we had Darkwing Duck, which kind of changed up the format a little bit. They made a good guy bad guy thing versus everybody else trying to come up with this guy did this thing, but in the end it's okay. And I'm like, no, I need a good guy bad guy scenario. And I always just had fun with him busting a bad guy, and the color scheme was way cool. Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous. I'm Darkwing Duck as well. 2-2.
Yeah, the theme song here. Both of them good.
we can all agree that Goofy would be a way better husband than what's his name, Drake Mallard. Is that?
That's kind of fucked up because his wife died as well. So
I'm just saying, I would rather be married to Goofy.
I want to kiss that snout.
Guys, I looked up because I forgot Darkwing Duck had a daughter, and so I was like, is this a real thing or is this just like
she's a little sports girl?
Her name is Gosling Mallard, but then Gosling, but then her birth name, she actually has a birth name. It says birth name Waddlemeyer.
Oh no,
that's her name.
I think in the show, now correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember this if this was like fully thing, like, but later on in the series, I think they reveal that she's not his son or something like that, and he takes care of her. Like, I can't. She was adopted or something. I can't remember. Yeah.
Even better, dad. Even to take care of someone else's kid.
Yeah.
I never really connected with duck figures either. Although I think it would be funny to have like a Rockadoodle, like Darkwing Duck, like crossover. I loved Rockadoodle. He's a rooster, but whatever. My vote, you guys know, is for Goof Troop. I'm not backing out of it now. I won't ever back out of it. So I gotta go.
All right.
So
Goof Troop takes out Darkwing Duck 3-2.
Darkwing dunked.
I did not expect that.
All right. Well, Pepper Ann versus Gravity Falls in the finals of Best Disney Original Animated Series.
John.
Oh, God. Why do I have to be the hot seat for this episode?
I know. I'm sorry.
Man. Pepper Ann was incredibly formative for me as a kid. Like, growing up, it was a big deal. And it's one of those things where, like, I don't know. It can be easy to, like, dismiss, like, TV and cartoons that you watch growing up as just, like, fun little shows. And it can also be easy to go the other way and, like, overly romanticize them and, like, give them too much emphasis. But, like, I legitimately think Pepper Ann is one of those things that, like I always say, like TV taught me more than, like, anything else, like, about the world. Like, and Pepper Ann was one of those shows growing up that, like, if I had not been able to watch that at the age I did, I don't know if I would have gone into the, like, early teens years of my life as informed as I was. Like, I felt it gave me some social confidence, watching Pepper Ann. And it's really hard to weigh something personal like that against Gravity Falls, which is, like, it's hard to find a better example of how to tell stories over multiple episodes in animation like Gravity Falls.
It's a difficult task, but that is your job right now.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of growing up in both of these shows, and I appreciate both of them for doing that. But there's something that calls, again, I'm a little bit on the weird side for that level. Like, Pepper Ann, a slice of life kind of show, her growing up and everything. Gravity Falls was only over a summer. We saw people's hearts get broken. We saw just dealing with a tyrannosaur or a pterodactyl at one point or something. Like, it's just, the whole show is just all over the place, and they introduced such great characters. Bill Cipher, for instance. There's I can't say that because that's a spoiler. There's a lot of spoiler stuff in the show that I can't, because it's still a new show, I still feel weird. And the fact, again, that show had full creative control, and was allowed to end the way it wanted to end, when it wanted to end, and how it wanted to end, speaks volumes to me that Disney had enough sense and that level that they were just like, you know what, I'm okay with this.
Yes, monologues. I need a vote.
Yeah, I can't vote.
I know. I'm talking to John.
Oh boy, I'm gonna give it to Gravity Falls. It deserves it.
Wow.
Colin, Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls.
I'm hard in the paint on Pepper Ann in this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm also hard in the paint for Pepper Ann. Like,
holy shit!
Listen, like, so she, like you guys said, she had a single mom. She was cool as hell. She always, like, spoke her mind, didn't really care about anyone else. Like I said, she's kind of like Daria, like a low-key Daria. And I totally forgot. I was looking up Moose, her sister, and Moose is like, I think she was like one of the first times when it was like a girl could be like, she skateboard, like she didn't really, I think it was like one of the first cartoons where like a girl didn't have to like be in a dress and have to be, stereotypical. She kind of like bended those like gender norms.
Well,
Yeah,
if you like that, then I recommend watching Gravity Falls for Mabel, because she is all that and funny.
But like I'm saying, Pepper Ann came like a decade, but like it's so much harder to do this.
Sure.
It's so much harder to write those roles for girls like back in the 90s than it is now. So I feel like Pepper Ann and Daria and things like that, kind of shows that are like that, allowed for the shows today to make it easier for them.
And here's the other thing I'll say is Gravity Falls, obviously highly successful. It's going to go down in history as one of the best animated programs probably ever, right? I never hear people talk about Pepper Ann. How cool would it be if we could elevate Pepper Ann to the status as best Disney original animated series?
You guys knocked out Kim Possible in the first fucking round, and I don't want to hear any. You knocked out one of the most badass people.
I voted for Kim Possible.
I didn't, but I can tell you, it would be really cool to see like a live action Pepper Ann. Like I feel like that would do really well if someone brought that back.
I'd watch. Why not?
I
need a vote. It's 2-2.
So I haven't seen Gravity Falls, and I have seen Pepper Ann. I didn't get the same experience, the same like enlightening experience that John got out of it as with Pepper Ann. But like, I distinctly remember a point in my life when I was young and I was at my mom's workplace and Sailor Moon was on TV, and I really liked what I watched, but also I felt very ashamed of it because it was a girl show, and I wasn't supposed to be watching a girl show. Pepper Ann, on the other hand, I think that was maybe the first, or if not one of the first shows that I had that feeling of this is a girl show, but also I like this enough that I don't care and I just want to watch it anyway. And that's sort of a cool moment to have as a kid. And maybe down the road when I watch Gravity Falls a month or two from now, I'll be kicking myself for not voting for it here, but I'm a Pepper Ann vote.
My God.
I'm locking it in.
This is not okay. Okay, if that's the mistake we want to make on this show right now.
I'm overjoyed.
That is a mistake.
I'm overjoyed. That's awesome.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
Pepper Ann knocks out... It's not. I'm the host. Pepper Ann knocks out Gravity Falls 3-2 to become Disney's best original animated series.
For good reason.
Gravity Falls. It is not a good reason. It is. It is not. It has no reason. Gravity Falls is second place. Goof Troop is third, and Darkwing Duck is fourth. And Dirty Toilet Water. You guys are madhouse. You're insane. You knocked out Kim Possible in round 1.
I would have probably put all my weight behind it had I ever seen a single shred of it.
You're a damn fool.
If it makes you feel better, the thing that took it out in round 1 went all the way to third place. So
to knock out Darkwing Duck, it's bullshit.
Colin, I'm not convinced you voted for Kim Possible round 1.
Excuse me?
He did.
All right.
He did.
I
did
might come in
too.
there and punch you after that. I think that's one of the greatest shows that Disney's ever had. It might be one of the best cartoons
It is really
ever.
good. Yeah.
So thank you, Dani, for coming on this week.
I'm sorry about how that ended and that I pushed Goof Troop so hard. I was clearly the number 1 person that voted for it in that like very last round. So, but
you got stuff going on, don't you?
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at Ms. Dani Fernandez. If you guys are big Dragon Ball Z people, I have a Dragon Ball Z podcast, which you guys have retweeted. So thank you. It's called Krillin' It. So
I don't think anyone who listens to our show likes Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
We only put Vegeta in every other bracket.
Yeah, definitely the brackets that I am involved with for sure. So anyways, and you guys of course are always welcome on that as long as everyone can agree on that. Well, actually, I was going to say if everyone can agree that Vegeta is the best character, but I'm okay with Krillin being the best human character. That's why we need Krillin it. So anyways, follow me at Ms. Dani Fernandez. I normally post my shows on there if you're in the Los Angeles or San Diego area. Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, guys. Well, as always, you can find us at bracketpodcast.com on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr as BracketCast. If you like, you can subscribe to our iTunes feed or whatever podcast client you do use. Just search for Bracket.
Hello, dear friends. It's Greg here with the Patreon update. I'm going to read all of our Patreon donors because that's what I'm supposed to do at this point in the episode. I don't know if you enjoy it. I enjoy getting to do a little bit of post-processing, but also it's 3 in the morning and I have work at like 7 in the morning, so I'm going to just read these names and do what I have to do. Much thanks to my good friend Nicholas Driver, new Patreon donor Gabriel Silva, Andrew Kennedy, Keiko, Brandon, Jeff Criswell, Will Kusleka, Kobats, Eden Porter, Tom Nemsek, Zeppa Wharf, Stephen Politaruti, GX Barnett, Kayla Smith, Anarchy Marie, Lindsay, and Michael Zavala. Thank you guys. Again, we got a lot of Patreon stuff coming up. I know Colin just shipped some things out. We're getting things back from the printer now. They look remarkable. I just came up with a print. We're going to do some prints. I think Colin said we're doing 2 of them. It's going to be 10 for one or 15 for both. They're pretty fun. One of them is going to be the Goth Cousin versus Drunk Uncle shirt design. If you haven't seen that, I'll probably tweet it. Yeah, it's cool stuff, everybody. Keep an eye out. Oh, shit. My cat is knocking stuff over. I gotta go. I love you. Bye.
And leave us some reviews. We like those reviews.
Nope,
we
not
need
me.
those
I
reviews.
hate them. Get rid of them.
We also have a phone number. Let me pull that up really quick because I forgot.
What if the reviews are just about Greg from here on out? Since Greg doesn't like the reviews, what if we can change that?
I'm fine
and ask
with
people
that.
to only
If people
send
wanna
in
talk
reviews
directly
about Greg?
me, that's the only review I'll allow from now on. I will talk to Apple and get them to remove any review that does not directly pertain to me specifically.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Colin,
Well,
I've got a phone in my pocket. I want to leave a message for us. How do I do it?
Well, you can swing over and hit these numbers, 323-676-5265. Again, 323-676-5265. Hit those numbers and leave us some voicemails. If you leave a voicemail there, leave us a review as well.
Can I hear a voicemail right now to get an example of like what I could say when I leave a message?
You're damn right. Hit it, boys.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you are finished, you may hang up or press 1 for special options.
Is this Ruth? What's that? What's that girl? Ruth? Who's stuck in a well? Ruth? Oh, Bracket? Oh, we should just leave them there then.
Doing a professional radio show on the internet.